run.
Actually, let me use my phone and have a look. Boop. Boop.
Okay. This is the Blak Cast. I'm your host, the lovable bad guy, the BlakJack of all trades, joined by Nolly Hero, and for the first time, Mr. MC Aggie.
Miss McAgee 3 in the house. What's
McAgee.
up, everybody?
Whichever.
No, that's a. Yeah. How's it going, buddy?
What's going on, buddy? Alright, and we are playing Tekken 7. A little bit of technical difficulty on the first take, but you know, I think we're good.
I think you'll be okay. Oh, whoops.
And this show is.
There we go.
Wait.
Glad you could have me here, buddy. I appreciate the invite and such.
Let's do this.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
Do that. Okay. You know what? Yeah, man. Glad I could be here in the stream. For streaming
we are
action.
doing Tekken 7. You were actually supposed to be on the first stream, but you know, some technical difficulties that we won't get into. But it's all good.
It's fine.
We're here. You're here now. It's awesome.
I am here. It is awesome. I have that effect on things. I make things awesome with my presence.
This is kind of the Illuminati of the internet, except that in this case we actually acknowledge the existence of the Blak Cast.
Okie dokie.
Which kind of segues into the first topic. So I actually got this this message on my Instagram, which if you're not following me on Instagram, do it.
Okay.
From this guy who's going to remain nameless, that to join the Illuminati, he said to get like 700 grand and then 200 grand a month. And why is she drinking tea before a fight?
Well, aside from the very last thing you mentioned, I think I've heard about that. Somebody made a mention. It might have been you yourself, actually, but about somebody saying like, "Oh yeah, you join this thing, you'll get a bunch of money and whatnot."
I did post that on my Facebook, which.
Well, what do you think of it?
I mean, aside from the fact that it's a load of crap. I mean, I don't know why people are gonna spam like stuff like that on. Man, I mean, other than the fact that it's spamming a bunch of crap on the internet, I mean, you really want to. I guess I don't know. There's some people that actually are going to take it seriously and think that it's a legit thing. And you really got to be careful of what you see, of what people post on the internet. Take that foot. Take the foot, Aggie. Take the foot.
I don't want to take the foot.
Take the foot.
I don't want the foot. Stop that.
No, not the fist.
All I ever ask for is for you to press buttons so I can press buttons right back. That's all. So anyway, you were saying, like, you know, be mindful of stuff that you see on the internet gets sent all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly. Because you never know if someone's going to take it seriously. And because everybody seems to be watching the internet and people are just scared of... Ow. And just people are scared of what to post or what to say.
So what are some of the things they're afraid of, like in your opinion? You too, Aggie.
What was the question?
what are some of the things that people may be afraid to represent or speak of or go after, things that they're trying to admit? What sort of things are people afraid of, do you think, guys, to say on the internet?
Things that people are afraid to say on the internet. Well, the easiest answer for that is just anything that they feel strongly about, because especially with where we're at right now with our society, because we're at a point in our society where like being easily offended is like the most popular thing that happens nowadays. So you have to be really mindful of what you say and who's hearing you say it, because someone will always just turn it around and make it into something like if it's something noble, they'll try to make it into something perverse or something just completely inappropriate that doesn't like just turn it around and make it something bad. So I think that's the one thing that people on the internet are actually that's the biggest concern that comes to them when they want to talk about something online, because they know it's very common for people to just take it and turn it into something else when you're trying to go one way.
Yeah, and at the same time, people are just like you said, they're easily offended by whatever that you believe in that they don't believe in. And it's turning around, it's like, oh, like one person. I actually heard this from someone else saying, "Oh, you're not American because you don't drive a Ford. That you don't drive a Ford, you don't support America." It's like, what the hell does a car company have anything to do with supporting a country? Is that the guy from Final Fantasy 15?
Yes, he is from Final Fantasy 15.
Oh Lord, this one went well.
I believe BlakJack, that falls under, I guess, things that people try to stereotype about a certain nation or a certain culture. You know, what car you drive, what house you live in, how you relay information, the things that you buy into. You know what I'm saying? It's I guess, a certain stereotype people look into. So, I guess in hindsight, I'm saying you're not American if you drive a Ford. You're not American if you do the typical things that people may not, I'm not going to exactly say this, expect, but the things that people kind of focus on, things that may not matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. No, not the combos! What the heck did I just do?
You just supercharge. I.e. Pressing buttons. I.e. pressing all the face buttons at the same time. Makes your next hit a counter hit.
Okay.
I remember when I was younger, when the internet was kind of, it was all dial-up. Some people exclusively had PS over broadband, but you guys probably remember too, one of the biggest things was chat rooms, and
Round 4.
that was probably the gist of the internet, I guess, for younger people in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all around us. Now the frequency is live and global. The frequency of the internet. Things are always digital. Things are always Wi-Fi. It's all around us. As in back there, you could get away from it and focus on different things. Back then. Now it's like you turn on the switch and you're plugged in. And you're plugged in. And I guess these days you have to make sure that you take some time to spend to yourself, whatever hobbies you like to do, and you take some time to spend actual one-on-one time, in public with people, instead of actually just finding ways to do it from your palm of your hand,
Right. There's definitely a lot less like human interaction with how technology is nowadays. I do agree with that, and even the lovely wife has had to remind me on numerous occasions to put your phone down. We're out eating, and I'm like, yes, dear. So.
Yeah, and where I work, which I've mentioned on the show before, or actually I mentioned it on your show before, is where people are just sitting at the desk and it's like you're just playing with your phone, and it's like, seriously, you're here to you're here to buy something and then you're just messing around on your phone. Like, that's just rude and disrespectful in every way, shape, and form.
Mm-hmm. It is. I get it a lot from my line of work too, because I do retail, and it's a very, it's not the best experience in the world when you're helping a customer and they're on their phone doing whatever, and they're just not paying you any attention whatsoever. It gets very irritating.
Oh man, my boy King, I need to get better. Like, I really need to get with.
Oh, that's a rainmaker.
Oh man, the clothesline.
Round 2.
Dude, like, I used to be the bomb with King from like Tekken 3, Tekken 4, Tekken 5, but right when it got to about 6, I was like, I turned into complete garbage with King.
Delicious.
Fight.
No, not the heel hook. No, you are not dropping the people's elbow.
I mean, I can. Oh, that's the wrong one. There you go, people's elbow.
No, that one doesn't count because I was standing up.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Like, that
Still
one doesn't
people's
count because
elbow.
I was standing up. The Rock does it when they're on the ground laying on their back.
Well, King's different. He does it whenever.
He does it whenever the heck he wants to.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like there's a lot less like social interaction, like face to face, than there is with using some type of a middleman, as it were, such as some form of technology. I mean, it's just where it is where we are right now.
And I mean, this is kind of different because we're all probably in like different points in the country, but at the same time, we're still kind of interacting with each other. In a way that we can.
Mm-hmm.
We can.
I was actually, to be perfectly honest, back when like online gaming was actually starting to pick up speed, like right when when the Xbox first came out, that's when it really started to pick up. Like, because during that time, arcades were still, I mean, they were dying, but they were still around. So I actually was very hesitant and very resistant of the idea of just playing online, because I felt that the whole social interaction would be lost within online gaming. And then, as time went on, it just became a matter of, well, there are no arcades left. Everybody's playing online. I've got nobody to play with. This isn't going to work. Something's got to give. So, eventually I caved in, and I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So, also, what's your take on? Oh wait, I'm on the right side this time. So what's your take on the whole online gaming experience?
Like I said, it's really necessary. Because I mean, there was a time where I didn't care too much for it because of the fact that you're not actually in the physical room with them, but the fact that you can like play people from like just anywhere, like I think that was the biggest thing that you can do with it that you couldn't do with an arcade per se. So yeah, I mean, I do still miss the being able to see the person's expression and whatnot whenever I'm playing them in something, but yeah, it's fine. Some things we can just ignore, or rather, it's not as big of a deal as we think.
Personally, I don't have any problem with online gaming. I think the social interaction is a good thing with online gaming.
to be able to kind of communicate while you're doing the game, and actually you could talk about anything, you know, kind of like how we do here, BlakJack and I'll. But I have a very big issue with cyberbullying, what they call raging, just total disrespectful attitude that people feel like they would like to attribute to their character while they're playing games. I think it's totally disrespectful, and it kind of makes a blemish on the people that just want to have fun online. You know, it's kind of like the Call of Duty-esque thing where people do the online bullying and I guess the disrespect. So I don't have a problem with online gaming, but I do have a problem with cyberbullying. But you can say that about any online community.
Right.
You know.
And that's a serious issue that I'm actually really glad you brought that up, Nolly, because cyberbullying is a really big issue to where
yes, it really is.
To where some people have actually like committed suicide on just because someone was bullying them online. And me personally, like, you want to bully me online, like, you want to try and bully me online, that's all well and good. That's all well and good, but there are some people who are really like, take this like as, you know, hey, this person doesn't like me.
Yeah. It totally restructures the decency of the personality. It kind of creates its own monster, you know, cyberbullying. Because just to be honest, you know, that's not most people's personality in a face-to-face situation. And it kind of creates hectic. You know, what if people acted that way more in social situations? You know, and you have a lot of people, especially the younger people that are low self-esteem, are trying to find their niche, you know? So they're probably affected more so heavily by the cyberbullying, you know, probably with the suicide rate from cyberbullying being the way it is, or being how it was. But it's, cyberbullying is a really big issue, especially when you're trying to figure out who you are and trying to figure out how you could fit in. I think that's the biggest problem with cyberbullying. If you're really steady and have a lot of confidence in yourself, you might get depressed at the shit sometimes, but you're not going to take it totally on the chin. But to be honest, Black Ops 3, I remember I stopped playing that game because people, I still play it sometimes, but I think it's too serious, you know? Sometimes, you know, with some online games, but they're still fun to play, you know. And
no,
not everyone's
when you
that.
say I don't mean to cut in, but when you say it's very serious, do you mean like serious as in very competitive, or do you mean serious as in people just like they get into it like they go to like extremes, like in terms of how they respond to how the game pans out?
I believe. I think Aggie, that sometimes people get too emotionally tied into the game, and I guess say if you're playing a team deathmatch or sort, and you have one guy with kills of 30 to, let's say he has 9 deaths, and then you have the one new guy that has 3 kills and 15 deaths. You know, you would see mostly in situations, not everybody, but you may see people. Kind of harassing the one that has the lower kills, you know, kind of making jokes, and then you have the clan members on the same party as them, and they're playing a game, and you're not at the party, you're just playing for fun. You know, you'll have some criticism, and I don't think it's constructive criticism. It can be kind of negative when people take it to that level, and it's kind of a monster of its own. You know, does that kind of answer your question, Aggie? Or
I mean, I got you. I hear you. Because I know some people, because like in some cases, you know, it could be that they're just very competitive and they might be responding very high towards something, and other times you just have folks that are just the proverbial sore losers, as it were.
Right. And that could fester up in any predicament, you know, that could fester up in any situation. You know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so putting it on a somewhat happier topic while I'm getting my butt handed to me.
It's fine, it's just punches.
What in the world is Lucky? So on Tekken, what in the world is Lucky Chloe? Like she's kind of like a
she's an idol. She's a Japanese idol.
Okay, I got the Japanese part figured, but it's like she can break dance. I kind of got stuck with her at random, but
oh, I'm hit. I committed a little too hard on that one. I'm dead. And plop, I'm dead. And even if I wasn't dead, I'd be in the corner.
I believe King and Eddie Gorder are two of my favorite characters.
Oh man,
Jack,
me it's definitely King and Bruce. King and Bruce Urban. Like I was kind of salty when I looked at the roster. I didn't see Bruce on there. I was like, no, they took away my boy.
That's because you gotta use Josie. Yeah, Josie is the character that fights closely like Bruce. Ah! Getting thrown.
Head scissors.
Oh, whoops, that's a counter.
But Steve is definitely like a great character if you're like a counter fighter.
I'm just gonna punch you.
Oh, ow, no, the pain.
Stoink. You're still alive though.
I know, but still it hurts like.
I'm too slow. Ah! But they gave it to me. They gave it to me though.
What?
They gave it to me.
How'd they give it a double? That was a double knockout.
Yeah, but they gave it to me.
That's not fair.
Life is not fair.
Oh, it's not fair at all.
Oh, goody, that was funny. I gotta save that one. That was hilarious. Boop. Be back in a second. Alright, done. Alright, I'm back. Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh man, that was just like super bad.
Yeah, she's just some idol who break dances and such. And in the story mode, if you use Eddie Gordo, the person you fight is Chloe. And like, no matter what ending you get, it's just so bad for Eddie. It's just complete and utterly bad for Eddie, one way or the other.
No spoilers, because I haven't played the story mode yet. I'll probably stream that another time.
Just be ready for that, oh man. Oh, like the story mode proper though, like it's got narration to it. Narration is so bad. Just giving you a heads up on that. Narration is so terrible.
I figured because it's kind of a Japanese translate. Oh Lord,
no, it's just it's in English. It's in English.
This Transformer looking dude.
But the guy is just so. When he narrates the story, he just sounds so bored and uninterested in what he's talking about. It's so terrible. And here we have the bowling extraordinaire, Gigas.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see if the bowling can translate into fighting. Ow.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of like a character from like he reminds me of like an enemy from like Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Oh no. Ugh.
Nope.
Stop trying to hit me.
Oh, check the kick.
Oh, meat.
Ow.
Meat. That was a table flip.
Oh, I'm still alive.
That's a tackle.
Round two. Fight.
My feet. Oh boy. Didn't stop that throw. Getting beat up.
Get the fakes. It's the fakeness of the kicks.
Oh, that's a mid. Okay, that's a mid. Good to know.
Fight.
Table flip.
Yeah, so
Ouch. Stay down. Ah, my feet. Punches.
Round 4. Fight.
Jab. Oh, nope. Jab. 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 Nope.
Enough with the jabbing.
Jab. Jab.
Nope. What did I say about the jabbing? Did I not tell you?
Body
Ah!
shot. Oh, body shot. When jab does not work, go for body blow.
Go for the body.
Go for the body. Hit him in the rib cage. Kick him in the giblets.
Alright, so one more and I gotta get like some sort of victory here on my show. I cannot continuously play these fighting games and continuously get my butt kicked. Like, I can't. Like
the only thing that I'm sad about is that they have Tekken bowling on this game, but there's no online component for it. Lonnie, get off of my card.
What?
Yeah, you can't Tekken bowl online, which makes me sad.
That's stupid.
I would say this would be the perfect iteration of Tekken out of all the Tekkens they've released, if you could do Tekken bowling online.
I mean, it's still a great game. Like, it's still a fun, fantastic game. Is Tekken. Like, if you haven't played any of the Tekken games, play them. They're awesome.
One of my favorite series, no doubt. Tekken is.
Yep.
Tekken and Soul Calibur are definitely two of my favorite fighting game series.
Soul Calibur is amazing. I love Dynasty Warriors as well.
Oh, you're a Dynasty Warriors guy? That's awesome.
Yeah. I really like Dynasty Warriors. Final Fantasy, which you speak about a lot. That's a really good one too.
Alright, so we're gonna do this. Favorite Final Fantasy game, starting with
Round 1.
Agi, go.
Fight.
McAgee 3's favorite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy Tactics. Wonderful.
Really? I wouldn't expect that one.
Yep. Oh yeah,
I would
absolutely.
have to say, sorry.
I mean, that does count. I mean, it is a Final Fantasy game, so therefore it counts.
Yes, it is.
Alright, Nolly, you're next, go.
I would have to say, because it's the one I mainly got into, is probably the A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, is that 14?
14?
Yeah, Heaven's Ward, A Realm Reborn. The online one. That'll probably have my favorite one.
Yeah, and actually, this quick story about that one was that's the second time they've released that game. Was 14. That's the second time they released it. Because the first time it was so bad, where it was like, Square Enix was like, yeah, no, we're not keeping this on the world.
What were some of the differences, BlakJack, between that and the expansions that have come out prior?
So the difference between the original release of Final Fantasy XIV and the new one of World Reborn, which has the DLCs, is that they really beefed up the graphics. They really did.
Yeah.
They really did a lot of stuff.
I gotcha.
A lot of stuff right. But my favorite Final Fantasy, I would say, has to be 10.
Oh, 10?
Yeah, 10 is actually my favorite. 10 is actually one of my favorites. I actually want to find, like, all of the Final Fantasies and just be like... And just have, and just kind of play through... And just kind of play through all of them.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh no, I told you it was gonna be a short show. Like, this was.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, well, why is 10 your favorite? Like, I know you said it was your favorite, but why specifically 10?
Well, I mean, 10 was really the one I got into personally. I mean, it had It had a great story. The combat was just fluid. It wasn't too complicated, but it wasn't simplified at all. It was just like it had that perfect blend. And then the spear thing to level up, that was just like an ingenious touch. Like I thought that was just perfect.
Okay, I hear you. Right on.
Alrighty, so we'll probably do a longer episode probably next week.
Okay. Yeah,
Next
because you
week we'll
said
do
you had
the
like
show.
some family things you got to do, right?
Yeah. But we're gonna make this one a longer episode. So thank you for watching the Blak Cast. McAgee, I'm gonna keep butchering that name. I hope you know that.
Okay, well eventually you'll get it right, because I'm gonna keep reminding you. For
Thank
those
you
of you watching and or listening, you can find me, McAgee3, on Twitter at McAgee3. You can also find me on Twitch.tv as the McAgee3. That is spelled MCAGEE3. You can also find me on Facebook as Michael Agee. You can also find me on YouTube as Michael Agee and or McAgee3. I stream every Friday and Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is my plug. Boom. Got there.
What he said. What he said. You can follow me on Twitter at BlakJack the Ripper. Follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BlakJack the Ripper. Instagram at BlakJack728. You can follow Nolly Hero on social media at
Nolly Hero, NOLIE. Same here.
We'll put everything together once we edit the episode. Like, share, subscribe. Big shout outs to Tekken for making the greatest fighting game of all time, one of the greatest fighting games of all time. Especially since Street Fighter dropped the ball, which that will be a topic for next week.
Oh, will you be playing Street Fighter 5?
Probably not, because actually, I don't know. Maybe not. But no matter what happens, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, make sure that you always be real.
Be real. Always and forever be real. Get some.